Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. Today's adventure finds us in Bristol, PA, just off of Bath Road in Silver Lake Park. Now this is another location that I had been to when I was a child with my family. However, I never really came here and explored the wooded areas around. I know in recent years that they've actually made these boardwalk-like wooden trails, and there's some that are just regular dirt trails, stuff like that. I've seen some videos on it from some local YouTubers and some people that aren't local that actually did videos here as well. So I thought, why not come here and check this out for myself? So we're going to walk around in here, we're going to explore, I'm going to get a little bit into the history of this place, and yeah, with that, let's just get in there and check this out. So here's the map that you're greeted with when you come here. It lets you know where all the different trails are and what the areas are around here. We have Delha's Woods right there, which someday I'll get to that. Not sure when. There's Magnolia Lake up there and Silver Lake down here. But, you know, it just gives you some information, and obviously it's not called Silver Lake Park here. It's called Silver Lake Nature Center Trails. But there are signs outside that say Silver Lake Park. Anyway. So here's part of the wooden, I'll use the term loosely because I think this is like fake wood, which would be smart. That way it doesn't deteriorate over time. But it's a boardwalk of sorts. You have the lake out there. And that's pretty much the only thing that I used to see when I came here as a kid was the lake. Got some squirrels or something moving around me, kind of distracting me a little bit. Now I see a little bit of blue paint on this. They have little markers that let you know that you're still on the trail, and I believe the blue markers are those said markers. And they do have benches here that can be dedicated to people. Not sure how that works with this place. I'm sure they have a website that you can go to and register for that. There's a soccer ball in there. So this is pretty cool, pretty open, and I knew it would be, so I did not put my deep woods off on, because, well, I mean, there's some more heavily wooded areas, but for the most part it's just open trails, and I thought it would be neat to check it out. Now coming to an area where this this wood plank boardwalk thing, whatever you want to call it, stops, and now we just have some little bit of gravel, and it still continues. And throughout the trail, as I'm noticing, there are plenty of places to stop and rest, because there's a bench coming up here. And I know at some point there's like an overlook thing, like a multi-level dock or something like that, whatever you want to call it, and that you go up there and you get a pretty nice view. Bench, that one's not dedicated to anybody, so there's still open benches here. Got a couple of white pillar-like things right here. Oh, a few of them. Oh, they're new trees, I'm guessing. Now coming up to more of the boardwalk. As it curves around into the unknown, at least to me anyway. See how dense it is in there. Well, once we get past these trees here. Well, maybe you can't. The vines and stuff are in the way. But this is a pretty decent hike. At one point it actually goes up onto a road, and well, not onto it, but right next to it. Okay, at first I thought the boardwalk split here, and I thought, man, I don't want choices. But pretty dense, the woods and the weeds. And that bench is not dedicated to anyone either. So plenty of opportunities for that. Not many leaves left on this guy, but they're pretty vibrant colors, I'd say. To use a term that I overused in my last video. Although that was kind of fun making that one over at Neshaminy State Park and looking at all the leaves before they fell. I'm sure by now most of them are down. I have not been there for for a week now, actually. The seasonal workers were in our off season at this point. So haven't really gone over there to visit. But I do get to hang out with my coworkers today for a little bit. We're gonna have a little get together, end of season thingy. Always a good time. So now up here I do have two choices. However, the trail that goes to the left is the visitor center, and the Silver Lake Trail continues this way, so we're gonna keep going this way. See, there's another one of those blue markers. I mean, it's obvious at this point that we're on the trail, but still, you know, I guess it's just further confirmation. You would think because of that system that they'd have multiple trails, but so far the only other one I saw was the one that went to the visitor center. Got another little tree here growing. See, oh yeah, he's in there. Love seeing that. Reforestation, or however you want to say that. I don't know. Okay, now I do have a choice. But I see that little overlook thing up here, but it looks like it's closed off, which really stinks if it is. Oh no. That sucks. That stinks so bad. Because look, you could get a really nice view up there. Oh well. Wrong time, wrong place kind of thing. Now, there was a trail down that way that went off, but that seems to go towards the visitor center as well, but it didn't, I don't think it said it on the signage. But this trail keeps going off this way, so we'll take this one. And then maybe somewhere down here we'll see one of those little blue markers. Little bridge goes over all this. Well, that looks like it was part of like a beehive or something. Glad it's not still up there, because it's warm enough today that if there are any beehives out there, or hornets' nests or whatever, it's warm enough that I think they'd come out to venture. And wow, he's got some repair work needed to be done here. You don't see me. You can look out over here. This is all like a marshy type of area. And bringing up marshy areas reminds me that I still have to do the history of this place. So I figure I'll stand here and go over the brief history that I have here. It says that records indicate that Silver Lake has been in this location since 1689. It was originally a man-made pond when dams were placed on the Otter and Adams Hollow creeks to provide power to the mills in Bristol. Mill Pond, as it was called, was expanded between 1692 and 1693, eventually reaching the size of about 100 to 150 acres. Over the years, the lake filled with much mud and vegetation, becoming marsh. As I said, the marsh was over that way. Today, the marsh you see here was all part of the lake. In 1773, get this, here's a little tie-in to some other videos and places that I am involved with. In 1773, Dr. Benjamin Rush recommended that people use those waters as a cure for diseases. The baths were completed in 1810, hence how Bath Road got its name. Interesting little tidbit, right? By the 1920s, the lake had scarcely any water. The PA Railroad completed a survey of the land, and it is believed that they were responsible for the square stones with the small hole on top, which I think they're over on the lake. I saw them when I was coming in. By 1935, work had begun by the Works Program Administration to restore the lake and create the beginnings of the park as it is today. So now, all that being said, I went to where the thing was closed down, and I walked around in a circle and came back here. And I'm noticing there are multiple paths. As I had said, I did not see, but there are. So this is truly an unknown adventure for us, because I have no idea where I'm going. So here we are again, because I went around in a circle, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what goes on here. I just bumped into two of the nicest people. It was very cool talking to them. I don't know if you guys are gonna make it to my channel to see the video, but it was very nice meeting you. You're both very cool people. So here we are again in the marshy area that prompted me to think about doing the history. So I don't know, I am kind of babbling right now. See, up here is where all the wood needed work, and the thing says I see you, so I'm gonna shut this off until I get past it and see if there was a trail maybe that I missed. Okay, so I found my way to another part that I had not been to, and I think this was the trail where the sign was pointing to the visitor center. So maybe the trail just goes past it. It's a little confusing. I haven't seen any of those blue marks, so I wonder if I am still on the trail. There was an arrow pointing behind me that said, you know, Silver Lake Trail, but that just put me back at the beginning of that circle that I just went on. Man, that's a big tree. Not tall, but pretty wide. Yeah, I know, I got distracted. Like, oh look, squirrel, look. Now, no more boardwalk. I slipped a little bit there. I know, you're all still waiting for that fall. Someday, I refuse to fake it, so it won't be fake. And now, outside of the little board sticking up, it's hard to keep track of the trail. I do see some shininess through the trees up that way, the way the trail seems to be going. So not exactly sure where we're heading, but we'll find out. Aha, a blue mark and a map, that birdhouse. So we must be on the right path. I do see a building off to the left. That's probably the nature center. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if the nature center is indoors. I would think it is, because I remember there was a building out that way. It's like you could see it while you're going along on Bath Road. We're just going to keep walking this, see where it leads us. Still walking, hearing the sounds around me. Not only animals scurrying all over the place, but I heard a fire engine, and then I heard a train horn. So we're not far from the road, apparently. And maybe we're coming up to that area where I said it goes right next to a road and the trail continues. That's more boardwalk up here. And this actually looks like real wood. It is. And there's a blue mark on the right, even though there's a trail that continues that way. So we'll stick to the blue marked trails, just so that I don't get too lost in here. I mean, it's not terribly big in here, but you know, I don't want to spend a while trying to find my way back to my car. And if we stick to the trails, I think it just goes around, comes back around. So let's hope, huh? All right, another right turn because I saw that blue mark. And looks like we got a bridge up here with some steps. I'm guessing now, like, even though right now is a good time to go hiking in wooded areas and stuff, in this particular park, it makes it tough to keep track of the trail, especially when you get to areas where there's multiple choices. But it's pretty cool back here. You know, lots of places that you could venture off to the sides of the trails and stuff, if you were so inclined to do so. But trail's a little thin right here, but at least you could tell that it's the trail. Unlike back that way, where everything was covered in leaves, including the sideboards. See, these little blue marks come in handy. Lots of animal life all around me. I can hear scurrying in the brush, squirrels and birds and stuff. I don't know if there's deer in here. I haven't seen any evidence of that, but that doesn't mean that there isn't. In most wooded areas around here, there are deer. Ooh, little step down. There we go, right through some spider webs, because, you know, what video of mine would be complete without me walking through spider webs? Another small blue mark coming up on the left. And I'm guessing this is one of those creeks. Pretty cool. There's a blue mark. I bet this creek that's here on the right, I bet that's why we wind up going onto the road, and that's probably the road right there, because we cross over top of the creek. And it's all making sense now. Yeah, so we probably cross right up there. Now, due to the way that this trail has been, let me turn around and show you. A lot of little hills and ditches and bumps. And so, you know, if you are physically challenged and don't feel that you can make these kind of terrains, then I would advise you to not come here. But you could still go to the lake itself. The lake has always been awesome. Yep, here's that road. And another blue mark. And just to further let you know that you are on the right trail. Little dad joke pun thing there. Comes up on here. And it's a pretty wide creek. It's even wider on the other side. Opens up pretty good there. And now back into the woods. Definitely interesting that they do that, but like I said, I guess they have to so you can get over that creek. So now I know I am also in an area that I have not gone around in circles in. I just really hope that these trails do connect, because it would really stink to have to go backwards all through everything just to get back to the car. It looked like on the map that it does go around, so we'll see. Hopefully it does. Little bits of discarded trash and stuff off to the sides, but I guess that's inevitable. Although, for the most part, I gotta say I haven't really seen any throughout all the trails on the other side of the creek. So, very commendable to the people that run this place. I know from first-hand knowledge how taxing it can be to work in a park and keep on top of the trash. Granted, they do not get the volumes of trash here that we do at Neshaminy. Neshaminy people make a mess. I mean, in the summertime, it's bad. It's really bad. I really wish people would just utilize the trash cans more, make our jobs a little bit easier. Some things can't be helped when the animals get into the trash and everything. That's understandable. But yeah, I don't know. That's just me complaining. Now, almost looks like it goes off that way too, but I see houses. So I want to follow this border here. See where we end up. Yep, right direction. Some more stairs. It's like could be deer paths going that way. That could be from people though too. So around the corner here, there's another little bridge. Yeah, I can remember being at the lake as a real young kid. My dad used to take us there. We'd look at the geese and stuff like that, and that was a big deal to me back then. And I appreciate all the memories that I have with my family. They're all very awesome people. Look, even a downed tree has a little blue mark. So I guess they had to take a tree down, but they wanted to leave the blue mark there for you to know you're going the right way. Woo! Almost fell. Now we got some little chairs here. The Silver Lake Trail, that way. I don't think I'd want to go up around that way anyway. No, there's a nice trail there, but we'll stick to the main trail. In this area provided by Matthew McCohen Eagle Scout Project. The Eagle Scouts are the ones that used to take care of the garden over at Neshaminy long before I got there. Although mostly I think they just kept the weeds out and stuff. They didn't know about the history. Didn't become a fanatic about it the way that I did. I just got obsessed, and I just felt the need to have those trails, those brick trails, dug up. And then you get what we have today in Sorobia Garden. It was a hard work process, I'll say that. The other volunteers and I, we worked very hard out in some pretty bad heat. But it's all worth it to know how much it's appreciated, and to hear everyone's comments. They walk by, they're like, yeah, I walked by this so many times and never even knew what it was. Well, now they do. Okay, there's a trail this way and one this way. This might just go to the bench. Oops. Little step down. Yeah, it just goes out to this bench here. So we'll go back onto this trail. And if I'd have been a little more observant, I'd have seen the blue mark. Someday, when I have a lot of time, I'll have to come back here and just kind of wander around off the trails, see what's in here. Well, now I've come to another area where I can go left or right. However, there's a sign there, and I don't know if it was just put there by somebody. It says keep out. So I won't go down that way, just in case. We'll go off to the right. We're coming up to an old car here. And I saw this in some of the videos that I had watched of people being here. Wonder what kind of car this was. Maybe something on the back. Well, no, because there is no back. Not really a car guy per se. I mean, I drive. that's the extent of me being a car guy. I can do some simple repairs and things like that, but yeah. If anybody knows what kind of car that might have been, please feel free to put your guess in the comments. And then maybe we can have somebody that knows 100% definitely for sure it's this kind of car. Can let us know. Not that I'm having a contest or anything. Just for fun. Strange that there's a fence here, but the trail goes right through it. I mean, it looks like the fence got a little ruined by the trees that fell there. That one looks pretty fresh. And the sign up here lets me know I'm definitely still on the trail. Some pretty weird shaped steps there. So I assume the trail goes to the right, because it does seem to go around to the left as well. But I'm just venturing a guess and we'll pick right. Not sure what this is. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a mill back here at some point, because on the other side of it there are pipes going out that way. So maybe what we're on right now might be one of the dams that were made back in the history that I had talked about. That's very possible. Maybe this had something to do with that. I would say that maybe that's what the fence has to do with as well, but that fence is definitely not old at all. It does look like this was built up. And maybe that's the marsh that they talk about. It's probably the same one I saw from the other side of the creek. I doubt that it's coming through for you guys on the video, but on the other side of there's that little observation deck that I couldn't get to because it's closed for repairs. See if we get a better view of it from here. Probably not. There's a lot of growth. I'm trying to watch where I'm going because this is getting more narrow. Yeah, you can maybe kind of see it through there. I don't know. Let me keep watching where I'm walking here. Just passed another blue mark, so we definitely know we're on the right trail. I kind of scared away a family. They were walking towards me and they saw me. And they turned around and went the other way. I don't blame them. You never know nowadays with people. I could have been some crazy guy walking through here. Never mind the fact that I'm talking to myself. But really, I'm not. I'm talking to you. Yeah, you. The one watching this. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Over here on the other side, looks like things have been dug up in there maybe. It's hard to tell. You can see my shadow there. And the hill starts to get less height on this side. Still nice little drop down there. I keep seeing random pieces of concrete. Sometimes look like they're actually in the little hill here. Other times just look like they're laying there. So there obviously was some kind of structure back here at some point. And given that the beginnings of this go back to the 1600s, 1700s, stuff like that, who knows? Now, I went off the main trail over there, which I see one on the other side of this too. But the main reason I did that was I thought this was some kind of piping here. But it actually more so looks like what might be left of a dock of some kind. And a lot of tires. Oh well, what are you gonna do about that? Not like I can carry them out. Most of the reason I veered off though was to let that family go a little further ahead of me. I had pretty much caught up to them. As soon as they caught me again, they took off down that way. And like I said, I don't blame them. You know, you never know who's going to be in a wooded area, some creepy guy talking to himself, or people that aren't there yet. Another blue mark. Just imagine that was somebody's job, or it's probably somebody's continuing job to go through and make sure the blue marks are there. Definitely is a lot of different kinds of benches in here though. People throwing their tissues on the ground. Boy. See, and now that I'm on the other side of the fence, you can see another piece of concrete there just laying there. Wasn't in the hill like the other one was. And I guess we veer off to the right here. I think we're getting closer to getting back to where the trails first started. There's a building over there. Obviously in use currently. There's a vehicle there. And the sign points me to the right. Silver Lake Trail. It looks like we're coming to a field of sorts up here. Oh, maybe we don't cross that field. Well, I don't know. Why is there concrete? There's no blue mark over there. I bet there was a building here at one time. It looks pretty squared off. And there is a trail going down that way. Now, before I venture down that way, let's see what's over here. There's like all kinds of roads coming in here. I'm guessing that back there must have been some kind of business at some point. On this pole, we got a blue mark. So this is the way to go. It's a pretty wide trail. Obviously vehicles must come down this because you can see like the grass in the middle and then not on either side. It's like a dead giveaway. Probably the people that take care of the place, more than likely. I think maybe the township runs this. I'm pretty sure. I think I remember seeing that somewhere. Definitely has been a new adventure though, so far. So I finally passed that family. It was just a guy and his two little girls. They're just walking the trails. I'm sure they felt a sigh of relief when they realized it wasn't some maniac following them. I mean, that's all subject to opinion. I don't consider myself a maniac, but I'm sure there are some who might. Like some people think I'm crazy for how deep I go into some woods. Now, this is crazy. It's November. I'm out here wearing just short sleeves and I got sweat dripping off the back of my head. And it doesn't help that my hair is longer right now than it has been in a very, very long time. So that, you know, insulates some of the heat causing the sweat, but I'm not complaining about the long hair by any means. Just today, it sucks. I guess this is the lake here. And there is still more to see up this way. There are falls that come off of the lake, I think on the far side there. And being on this side, we should be able to see what I think are the two big rocks, square rocks with the holes in top that they were talking about. In fact, I think I could see them from here. They're just way down there. Wonder if they ever had like benches in here and pavilions and stuff. Seems to me when I think back, because I would be on the other side of the lake with my family, when I think back, I kind of almost remember there being pavilions or something over here. Here's a closer look at the lake. Way down there you can see that observation deck thing. So I'd have been able to see all the way down here. Got like a little island in the middle there. And we're heading down this way. It's a tiny, tiny little bench. And on this spooky looking dead tree, there's another blue mark. Coming up to a little bridge here, right there in the center. But what I'm looking at right now are these things. This may not have been what I thought it was. It's just a way for the I guess the creek and the pond to be connected. I thought maybe these were those square rocks with the hole on top they were talking about. As you can see, it's got a little wall here. So from the other side, looked like it could have been square. I just scared off a bunch of frogs. But these are definitely not what I thought they were. So now I just crossed that bridge, and there's an area down this way you can walk into, but you know, I'm not going to do that. I don't have too much time today, but something for another day. Guessing this is remnants of an old barbecue. All right, continuing on my trek. I had to stop and take a rest, mostly because I had to move my videos from my phone to the SD card that I have, and I was running out of room, basically, because now I record these videos in a higher definition so that people have more of an option as to what setting they'd like to watch my videos in. So I record it in ultra high definition so that I get the 4K. But we're making our way down to the end, and then gonna go around the bend to the right and back up there. A little more noisy at this end, but we're very close to, I believe that's 13 there. And get a longer view of the lake here. Coming up on an awful lot of geese. So I may have to like take a wide loop around them, because I know they can tend to get a little nasty when you get too close. There they are. And here's the falls. You can see a lot of geese. I don't know what that little alcove is there. We could zoom in a little on these. Pretty cool. And the water just trickles down under this bridge that goes under Bath Road. Comes out on the other side. Now, somewhere around here, and it might be in these woods back here, I'm not sure, is what I referred to in the beginning of the video, Delhaas Woods. Someday I'll get there. There's some foundations from some old munition buildings there, and I think it'd be pretty cool to see. Hey, look, there's a heron. You don't see them too often. Where you at? There you are. I didn't take notice of that before. There's one of those little alcoves on this side, and it's just wood on this side of it. So I don't know what's on the other side that's stopping that water from coming in, or what this is for. Then the trail just comes up from there, continues here, up along the side of the creek. Don't mind my shadow. Or the creek. Oh my God. See, I'm so used to saying creek, not lake. Right up alongside the lake. And then I guess it's just paved all the way up to the parking lot where I parked. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much the Silver Lake trails. Was definitely a new adventure, as I said. I had fun. Gonna be a little late meeting up with my coworkers, I think, but it's worth it to be able to get new places for me on my channel instead of just revisiting places, which I don't mind doing, and I'm sure some of you don't mind when I revisit certain places. The abandoned prison farm, Dinosaur Lake, places like that, because they're exciting. But yeah, I guess with that, I'll just wrap this one up. Once again, I want to say thank you to everyone who has brought me up to 1,000 subscribers. You are all super, super awesome. And if you've made it this far into the video, you're that much more awesome. Had to stop the video there for a second. There was an ambulance going by. But yes, you are all definitely super awesome. And look, another blue mark. And thank you for all the support that every one of you have been giving me. I appreciate it far more than I can even begin to tell you. Just make sure that you continue keeping your eyes open for new videos. Sometimes they may be a little bit more than a week, but I'm gonna do my best, since I'm in my off season, to get as many out as I can. It's also a matter of finding places too. So if anybody has any suggestions of places for me to visit and do videos of, maybe do some research into, please feel free to put them in the comments. I read each and every comment, and anytime you see a comment and it gets a thumbs up, yeah, that's me. I thumbs up every comment, just to let you know that I read it. It doesn't tell you that it's me that did it, but it is. Anyway, I guess I'm going to keep walking this path to get up to my car. Oh, there is a pavilion. I can see it way down there. Way down there. So I wasn't going crazy. Anyway, once again, babbling as per usual. Anyway, I'm getting out of here before I say the word anyway again. And I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.